Okay, here I have two pieces of gear. I have the Sonic Cake, the brand new Sonic Cake Matribox II Pro version that just came out. I've done a couple videos on this. If you haven't seen them, go check it out. Sounds really nice. Feels like a pro piece of gear. Metal, all the stuff. You can go check it out. Over here, the HX1 that recently was released a few months back. These are the same price, or were. This is on sale now for $249, so you can get it for $250. But when it was released, it was $299. This is $299. $299 normally, $299. About the same, $50. This does every effect that Line 6 has to offer in their Helix software stuff. I think every effect. I don't think anything's left out except amps, cabs. Can't do that in here, but every effect you can do in here. This has every effect that Sonic Cake puts out. This can do one effect at a time. This has 10 blocks. This has really cool flux, little switch right here that allows you to, even though you're only doing one effect at a time, you can choose between two different parameters and customize how quickly that transitions. Really cool feature. This has the ability for multiple expressions, stereo in and out, effects loop, dual stereo XLRs, MIDI controllable, headphone out, aux switch, MIDI controllable, did I say that? A ground lift, touch screen, $299, $299, $299. It makes me just wonder, where does value come into play in this state of gear, and especially in the worship world, like what we spend our money on? What are we influenced to purchase? I'm a YouTuber. I get sent free things. I did not buy this. I did not buy this. I did not buy a lot of the things that I have in this studio. They were sent to me to try out, to give my honest feedback. This video is just something I wanted to do. None of the companies know I'm making this video. I was just thinking about gear. I recently built a huge pedal board, and I gotta say, I've not been inspired by it. I love pedals and the idea of pedals, but the thing has been just a headache for me. I wanted to build a big pedal board because it's the biggest pedal board I've ever built, and it's fine. I've been using it. Dual Tonex board. It's all my favorite stuff. So I don't know why I'm not inspired by it. Sometimes I get inspired by just the simplicity of plugging in an HX Stomp XL and just bringing up a brand new amp, one that I've maybe never played with, try some different settings, put on some effects. And that's sometimes when I feel the most inspired, because I'm not paralyzed by all this stuff. And none of this conversation is new, but I was just thinking, let me know down in the comments. I want to get this discussion going. Where is value the most for you right now? So in this case, we have similar priced products, but massively different value, maybe. I mean, this could be your all-in-one rig. This cannot be your all-in-one rig. And this is just an example of something. There are many other pedals in that same price range that are that expensive or even more. For example, the MIDI controlled amazing Walrus Audio ACS1 version 2 right now on Amazon. This is like $270. So between these, what can it do? Well, it can run stereo amps, but no effects. It might have like slight reverb with this room effect here. MIDI controlled. Is this as valuable as this? This does amps, this does effects. Is this as valuable as this? Like, which one would you pick at the end of the day? Here's another one I just thought about. The Atmosphere by Aerospace. This is a pads player. MIDI controlled. USB, you can upload your own pads, but you don't need to because the ones that come in there sound amazing. You can key up all the stuff. This is an amazing piece of gear. You know how much this costs? $299, $299, $299. Which one are you gonna get? If you have $300, what are you gonna get? All right, one more I just thought about. The PirateMidi controller, PirateMidi Bridge 6. This thing, $249. So, same price as this. Doesn't do anything tone-wise, but it opens up pedals because it's a MIDI controller. It can control Ableton. It can control a bunch of things. Which one are you gonna buy? Okay, so we're presented with all these pedals, and you hear all kinds of discussions online about, wow, you would spend that much on that pedal, or wow, I can't believe you wouldn't spend this much on this pedal. That's a fantastic price for what you get. And I'm in those conversations all the time because I'm putting out YouTube content. And this thing right here, the Matribox 2 touchscreen, all the features I just talked about, sounds pretty good. Am I thoroughly impressed with it? No, it has some limitations. Namely, the reverbs found in this thing are out of this world. The dynamic hall reverb, like you don't even have to do anything to it. You pull it up, stock setting, it's amazing. That's just one of the bajillion effects in this thing that is amazing. The reverbs are not that great, but in a live mix, reverb is reverb. It sounds fine. It has delay. It has amps. You put in your own IRs. I put in my IRs. I put in my own. I can't say that. I put in my I put my own IRs in here and it sounded fantastic. So what are we gonna do? Well, we have to break down value. What does value mean when it comes down to spending money? We have to think through some categories in order to not just talk over each other, or for me to be able to be valuable to you, to share important things that might be helpful to you, especially if you're trying to buy something. Oh, I just thought of one more. Hold on a second. This little guy, not even the Tone X's, those are like $3.99 each, but this little guy right here, it doesn't control MIDI. It doesn't do nothing but sit there and take your input, and it has the ability to switch phase, flip phase, XLR sum, and you can also come out 1/4 inch. How much is that worth? Is that pedal worth $50 more than this? Well, it must, because that's how much it cost, and I see this on boards everywhere. I have one. So I decided to ask ChatGPT for some help and think through some categories of where value comes from. And I thought these are actually pretty good. So number one, utility. How well something serves a practical need or function or solves a problem. If you have no pedals and you are starting and you are inspired to play electric guitar and you have $300, don't buy an HX1. Buy this thing. This thing will do it all for you. It's amazing. If that's all you need. But maybe you already have pedals. Maybe you already have a pedal board. Maybe you're just playing acoustic and you wish you had some beautiful pads underneath you because your keyboard player keeps declining your invite. This thing's looking better and better. Maybe you have a pedal board and your amp just broke down and you're looking for a solution for stereo amps. $300 or $250. Then this thing's looking pretty good. So utility plays into it. Scarcity, okay. None of these pedals up here are very scarce, I don't think, except this is on like back order, so you can consider that scarce. But we all know that the Klon and the what is it? The King of Tone, all that stuff. The price is outrageous. You gotta wait years and years to get it. So scarcity, obviously. Perception and trust. Now this is one. This says here, it says the emotional or physiological impact something can generate, can generate value. For example, a brand known for reliability, or quality holds more value in the eyes of the consumers than an unknown or untrustworthy brand. Okay, there we go. I think some people are willing to pay $300 for the HX1 instead of $300 for the Sonic Cake Matribox 2 because who's ever heard of that? Now, I've heard of it because they've sent me several products over the years, but I don't know a lot of people using this right now. Let me know down in the comments if that's you. Maybe you are. Maybe they're gaining more and more trust. Line 6 stuff is everywhere. So reliability, trust factor, brand awareness, this wins out every time. And you know that if you're getting Helix quality grade effects, this is worth $250 because when you think about it, some people spend $250 on a reverb pedal that has one sound or a couple sounds. This has every Helix reverb. So the reason I bring this up is because it almost seems like when you're looking at this big pedal board over here and you're looking at this, well, yeah, I would buy that over there if you're looking to get the most effects, but this almost seems foolish. But then when you look at this and the quality and the reliability and the history of the company of Line 6, well, now this is a solid quality piece of gear. I mean, it's metal, you got MIDI in, MIDI out, it's got all the stuff, but what's inside, top-notch stuff. And you can access any of it anytime you want. And why is that? Well, it's because we trust this brand. This brand doesn't let us down. When this brand lets us down, they immediately make it right and they fix it. And when you buy a piece of gear, they continue to give you updates for free for life. If you guys don't know, maybe you're watching this video for the first time, you've never seen my channel. I'm Jimmy, welcome. This is Hey Worship Leader. I create all kinds of resources for Worship Leader, one being a bunch of presets for Line 6 gear. So Helix, HX Stomp, the XL, Podgo, HX Effects, all that stuff. I'm bought in to this world right here, the Line 6 stuff. But just because I'm bought in, does that mean that you should be? If you had $300, would you spend $300 on what? Well, Line 6 only has one thing under 300. This, well, they had a couple things. Now they got the, what's it called? It's like the Pod Express for bass and electric guitar. So they have that. That's like 180, and that's a good deal. Which kind of brings up another little case study of student intern of mine was like, hey, I'm learning bass. I saw that you have the Tone X1. Should I get that? And I was like, yeah, if you want access to like up to 20 different amps and captures that are amazing, yeah, you should get that. But then I thought, but for the same amount of money, you could get the Line 6 Pod Express and he's using it for bass, have like 6 amps. Are you going to use 20 amps? 6 amps that are modeled. They're not captured. They're modeled amps, but they're modeled out of Line 6 stuff. And then you have access to a compressor, delay, reverb, or whatever else comes on the bass one. I don't remember. And so he's never had effects and all that stuff before. So he opted to go the Pod Express route. And I'm like, yeah, you should do that. If you already had a pedal board and you were just looking for an amp, well then Tone X. So basically it all comes down to yet another one, context. Value is situational sometimes. It depends on what you need. It says here, like water in the desert. Yeah, you need water when you're in the desert. But if you're swimming and you got a cooler full of drinks, then you don't need water, right? Values driven up when there's scarcity. There's 2 more here. Experience, the enjoyment or experience gained from something can be a major source of value, whether it's a product, service, or even content. And in this case, I love the Line 6 stuff. Why do I love it? Well, it's got such a huge community around it. There are tons of people that are using the Line 6 stuff that were using it years before I even started 5.5 years ago. And so there's definitely value in that community of people that you know and trust, and it helps you to trust their product. Anyway, some thoughts. How do y'all feel? Let me know down in the comments. I got one more. It says social proof. If others endorse or find something valuable, people are more likely to perceive it as valuable. Kind of the same point. Popularity or testimonials. Yeah, we know. So when people enjoy something, or when people are saying over and over again, this is what is good, then it's easier to trust. But then in lies the problem sometimes, because YouTubers, here I am, YouTuber, we get sent stuff. So I posted a video about this the other day, and it said, the comment was like, and I don't even care, but the comment said something like, boom, there it is. Another YouTube saying the same for a fee. Well, first of all, I didn't get paid. They just sent it to me. So just know that. I've never accepted money from anybody except the very first video I ever did. Somebody paid me some money. I guess shouldn't say who it was, but that was like 5 years ago. Other than that, I've not accepted any money. I've only accepted gear, and I've never promised a video. I've just promised that I would look at it and let them know. If I didn't like it, I would send it back. Another YouTuber saying the same for a fee. Well, so what? Do you want to know my experience or not? Most of you don't make comments like that. Most of you find things are helpful, so I'm not really responding to that guy in particular. But we do want to make good decisions, and we want to be good stewards with our money. And I always say fight gas. And I want to say gear is not everything. That pedal board that's sitting over there that's got thousands and thousands of dollars worth of pedals on it has not made me any happier or even inspired me like I thought it would. So I'm just putting that out there. I guess this is just kind of a rant video. But let me know if you resonate with any of this, and how you feel about people talking about gear on YouTube. Is it kind of old? Do you care? I've tried to get away from, I've turned way more things down nowadays, unless it's something I think would be interesting. And this Matribox thing, I was like, oh, that might be interesting. I didn't even know it was touchscreen till the middle of the video. You can see me go, oh, it's touchscreen. How cool is that? Very cool, I think. Well, I don't really know where this video is going, other than if you had around $300, would you get this? Would you get this? Where's your value? What are you buying? Maybe it's neither one of these things. What's on your dream list? What are you saving up for next? What inspires you? Let me know all that stuff down in the comments. I'd like to hear from you. Let's keep talking. See ya.